But we begin with this Fox News alert. Sources have now confirmed to Fox that the DOJ special counsel investigating former President Trump's handling of classified documents has now convened a second grand jury, this one not in D.C., but in South Florida. That would be the same district where Mar-a-Lago is. And based on what we are hearing, the special counsel is now poised to wrap up that probe. And there are many reports that charges could, in fact, be imminent. At the very same time, we are learning that an indictment against Hunter Biden could also be forthcoming, but don't expect Hunter's charges to implicate the big guy. This will be all about optics, not about justice, as President Trump truthed out earlier today. They'll hit Hunter with something small to make their strike on me look fair. I would expect that to probably, in all likelihood, happen. Now, make no mistake, it's all one big political game for Biden's DOJ. And, of course, the allegations against Hunter are significant, but only because they implicate his father, the president, then vice president, and a possible bribery scheme, money in exchange for specific acts, for example. I don't think most people really care about the sordid private life of a notorious loser, former crackhead, prostitute-loving Hunter Biden. We do care about public corruption. And there is a mountain of evidence that is emerging that Joe Biden could be corrupt to the core and has been for some time. Now, Exhibit A is Hunter Biden's very own laptop. That has been in the FBI's possession, as we've been telling you, since 2019, December of 2019. John Solomon says the contents of that laptop were verified and authenticated by the FBI a short time later, and those contents are damning. A text showing Hunter complaining about having to fork over half of his earnings to his father, to Pops. One email revealing Hunter even paid his father's bills and upkeep on his mansion. Another email discussing a potential 10% payout to, quote, the big guy. We were told who the big guy was, and that regards a business deal in China. But according to Joe, he's never, ever, not one single time, ever discussed his son's foreign business dealings, ever. Listen.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. And what I will do is the same thing we did in our administration. There will be an absolute wall between personal and private and the government.
Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business dealings with him?
Yes, I stand by that statement.
Well, Joe Biden was lying then, and he's lying now, and he lied over and over again. Biden personally met with at least 14 of Hunter's business associates. He's pictured here with Hunter's Kazakh business partners. And here he is, by the way, with Hunter's Mexican associates. And here he is on the golf course with Devin Archer, who served on the board of Burisma with his son Hunter. And during Joe's time as vice president, well, Hunter Biden's business associates, they visited the White House over 80 times, the very same time period that a confidential human source told the FBI that Biden was taking foreign bribes in exchange for specific policy decisions and actions. This was not just any confidential human source, by the way. According to a brand new report out tonight from John Solomon, this source was so trusted and so valuable that the FBI previously paid the source $200,000 for his information. Take a look.
The source who formed the basis of the 1023 is a long-serving FBI source. The source reportedly received numerous validations from the FBI. The source reportedly operated even during the Obama administration. The FBI source in the 1023 has been paid at least $200,000 by the FBI since the source was opened and operational.
Now, it seems like that source was highly valued. Now, according to the allegations, this purported foreign bribery scheme took place in Ukraine, where Hunter Biden was raking in a fortune on the board of Burisma. That's the Ukrainian oil and gas giant. And, of course, he admitted on Good Morning America he had no experience in energy at all, no experience in Ukraine. Remember, Biden withheld $1 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars and said you have 6 hours to fire that prosecutor, and son of a bee, they did it. That's the same prosecutor we now know was investigating Burisma and his own son for corruption. Now, here's Chairman Comer with much more. Take a look.
This Form 1023 involves a business person from Ukraine who allegedly sent a bribe, substantial bribe, to then Vice President Joe Biden.
Now, just to recap, we have allegations of a bribery scandal from a confidential human source that the FBI apparently believed is credible. We have emails and texts from Hunter Biden's laptop. We now have bank records. We have all these suspicious activity reports and a paper trail showing the transfer of foreign money through shell corporations. In other words, they were LLCs. They weren't designed to make any business profitable. But anyway, those LLCs were used to funnel money to various members of the Biden family, according to Comer, including the big guy himself. Now, we also have photographs of Biden meeting with his son's foreign business associates, and we have Joe Biden on tape lying about the meetings. So the question for you, Christopher Wray, you're the FBI director. You swore you'd clean up this, once the premier law enforcement agency in the world, no longer, sadly, for you and for, are you blind? And Merrick Garland, you're okay with all this? This doesn't, in any way raise any questions in your mind? You condone this behavior? At best, Hunter was likely lobbying his father on behalf of foreign clients. At worst, he was collecting bribes in exchange for specific policy decisions, as alleged by the FBI source. Now, but did Hunter even register as a foreign agent? Will he be charged with any FARA violations like, say, Paul Manafort? Or will he skate by with a simple gun charge, a couple of tax charges, just to keep a degree of separation between Hunter and Joe and act like they are fair as they go forward with any plans they might have to indict Donald Trump, which, by the way, I think we all know the answer. Joe Biden will be protected at all costs, especially by this FBI and this DOJ, all while his political opponent, Donald Trump, will be persecuted around every turn.